Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. I finally have all the audio stuff. I have to go and set it up though, so my next video the audio should be regular. Lord Jesus, audio better be regular. Anyway, this is my review for the American Horror Story Cults. This is season 7, episode 6, Midwestern Assassin. And bring this TV a little bit closer to me. Okay, that's better. So yeah, we're seeing what's going on is we see a shootout. It's been heavily edited because from our perspective, we just see the people on the ground. I thought, okay, they were just playing dead, but no, they were dead. And we see everyone running. Who are they running away from? Allie. That I didn't expect that. I said, no, this doesn't make any sense. This is too predictable. We would expect her to finally lose it, but we're only at episode, what, 6? That doesn't make sense. No, I refuse. And thankfully, that logic, it continued on with me. So now we backpedal. This is when Meadow comes back. Yes, finally remember her name. Meadow comes back. And she's just like, wait, they're in a cult. Everyone's in the cult. You can't trust them. You can't trust any of them. And Allie, she was just freaking out because she's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. But then she gets in her mind, you know what? I'm going to go and save her. So she sneaks back into Harrison Meadows' house. Harrison's having sex with, I think it was like the detective. Anyway, the blonde dude. And in comes Allie. She finds Meadow in the garage. She was gagged. She was actually gagged with one of those ball gags, whatever. And so then we're going to get her out of there, getting her out of there, cutting her loose, really. Why does Meadow goes to get her purse? He's like, oh wait, I can't leave my purse. Takes it, knocks over something, so then they're alerted. Now they have to make a run for it into the car. And I'm looking at her like, are you kidding me? We see a blonde dude go and try to get into the car. And I don't know why. He looked really different. I almost thought it was a different person when he was behind the car. And he was trying to get in. Harrison was trying to get in. But it didn't work. So they drive to the restaurant. I'm thinking, oh God, you're so stupid. Oh my God. Jesus, help her. Because only you can fix this mess. While all that's happening, she goes to the restaurant with Meadow, and Meadow's like, we have to get out of town. What's wrong with you? No, we need to just calm down for a moment. I'm thinking, calm down for what? You know they're Looney Tunes. So then this is when we get the breakdown of what's really going on. And she spills all of the information. She just lets it flow out, and here goes Allie absorbing all of it. They're on the cult. They're in a cult. And you need to know that Ivy, she's a part of the cult. Ivy's so pissed that you went and voted for Jill Stein. That's the main reason why she joined the cult. That was her boiling point. It was like, remember when you came back home and the guinea pig was in the... Well, first off, we all devised that plan of giving the guinea pig to your son, even though we know how you felt about that and your, phobia or allergy to dander or fur. And so that was a part of the plan. She didn't say that, but my mind was thinking, oh, so that's why the guinea pig was there in the first place. So then we put the guinea pig in the microwave, had it blow up. Oh, this video is definitely going to get flagged. And while all that was going on, who do you think let us into the house? Your wife. So now Allie's really absorbing the fact that, wow, she's been played. She's been played. She has been played. The birds that were on her lawn, they were killed, but they were poisoned by the group. It wasn't by the trucks carrying that mist. The mist was actually just water. So when Allie passed out, she was hysterical. Homegirl thought she was poisoned. Oh, Jesus. She's a mess. She's a mess. But now we have to figure out how we're going to get out. Because again, everyone is a part of the cult. Everyone. Meadow kind of talks about how she was in love with Harrison. Harrison didn't love her. He had someone else. He had blonde dude. And so then she started to grow affection in it to Kai. Yes, this is how this all makes sense. That's why I said, Allie, you can't trust her. You can't trust her. You can't trust her. So then she was the one that came up with the concepts for the masks, like I said, and did all of that. There was this mask that was originally supposed to be like the creme de la creme, and he gave it to Ivy to entice her. That was when Meadow had her breaking point, because we had Meadow, she actually went, she did Kai up. I said, now, wait a minute. Kai looks halfway decent, like a decent, respectable human being. What's going on here? So that was all Meadow. She came up with the look, the branding, all of that. But then she felt jealous that Kai was putting his affections towards someone else, as in Ivy. And Ivy had that look of, she was desperate enough to be like, oh, just tell me whatever I need to hear to make me feel better, type of thing. That's a dangerous position to be in. So then Meadow was pissed. She wanted to leave. Kai said, you're not going anywhere. She said, you're stupid. How dare you think that you could actually go and become something bigger than you actually are? You think getting a seat on the city council in this small hick town that's going to do anything? And that's when Harrison and his dude tied up Ivy. The way how they tied her up, I thought it was going to be some really either S&M or possibly rape. That's where my mind led. And so that, I said, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Edit that out too. I'm not doing that. But instead, it was a little bit of an unexpected turn, because we saw that she was cut loose by Kai, because once the guys left, because Kai was saying that she was worthless and all of that, Kai cut her loose. I'm like, why did he do that? And next thing we know, she gets dumped in the grave. And again, it just still didn't make sense, because somehow she miraculously gets free, she gets out of there, and now she's working with Allie. None of it makes sense. There's this woman named Susan who's going and opposing Kai. She comes to one of his rallies because he's like, you know what? I'm up 10 more points and I'm just killing it out here. And Kai's doing his usual, I'm going to use fear to control people, and she wasn't having it. She wasn't having it, and because she wasn't having it, Kai was trying to go and flip it and say, well, you know what, crime is up this percent. She said, no, crime's actually down 36%, even with these extra killings. So you're very wrong. You're using fear to control people instead of facts. You need to go and do something that's uplifting and will change the community in a positive way. And people are clapping. So clearly these people are the undecided vote. These are the people that will be swayed one way or the other. Essentially, if you show them some attention, say something that they like, they'll probably vote for you. That was the audience that was there. She says, you know what, I'm trying to do you a favor, young man. I'm trying to save your life and all these people's lives going forward. And Kai isn't having it. He needs it dead. Ivy's pissed because Ivy found out that Gary, who was the guy who decided to go and grab her by the puss, he's free. She saw that he voted. His hand was severed. It was like, oh my God, we're going to jail because we did that to him. And what is he going to do in retaliation and all of that? But then that's when Winter said, look, my brother's going to go and take care of all of this. He's going to take care of all of this. And that's what's going to happen. So the first time Ivy meets Kai wants to know, yo, Bigsby's doing too much right now. Kai wants to know what her fear is, what her biggest fear is. No, who does she hate? And the thing is, she hates Allie. She hates Allie, and she hates Allie because of the fact that Allie was the one. Now, I thought that, I didn't really think it was Ivy who had, Oz. Because I looked at it and said, no, I feel like she wanted to. But what happened was, Allie had to go and be the one to get pregnant and give birth because Ivy had a medical condition that wouldn't allow her to do so, or at least safely. And she always held that against Allie because Allie one time was like, no, we're not giving my baby formula. And that hurt her feelings. It hurt her feelings, and she never forgave her for that. And then also she just hates the fact that she has so many phobias. She's just tired of her significant other. That's the truth of the matter. So she's just open to, ruling her life or making her look cuckoo so that they can go and get rid of her. And I'm thinking, you're really that pet? This sounds petty. This sounds so petty, and I'm tired of it. Next thing we know, Allie brings Meadow, of all people, to her practice. brings Meadow to the practice. No, to her, to Kai's older brother's practice. What's his name, Vince or Vincent? And she's spouting on stuff like, see, they're real. She can go and attest to all of it. I have to go and handle it, but I'll be right back. I'm thinking, what? So now we see Susan. She's getting ready for the next day, and her door doesn't have a window or a... I said, what type of door is this? It doesn't have a window, but clearly, it's not thick enough because Allie's voice came through loud and clear. At first, I thought it was a trap, but it wasn't. Allie was saying, look, I'm the one who owns the restaurant. We make that coffee. It was like, oh, yeah. So then she opens up the door. The coffee's delicious, the Italian coffee. What can I do for you? Kai, that guy you're running against, he runs a cult, and he's the one in charge of all the murders and all of that. Susan said, I believe you. A guy like that, he runs a campaign of hate and fear, so I can see him going and starting all of that. And she said, okay, so what's the next step? Well, we need proof. I have someone who's a part of it, but she's done with it, so I can go and do that. I said, no, you don't. No, you don't. Something happened to her. I know it. I just know it. Now, I'm a little skeptical. I don't 100% know if the brother knows what his brother's really doing. I don't. I mean, he can be twisted in his own way and just not on that level. I don't know. I want someone to be halfway decent. I really hope he's not just acting like, oh, he has no idea what's going on. But we don't know yet. We don't know. All we do know is that, knock. Wait, who's that? In comes the clowns! Yes, everyone's there ready to go and kill Susan. So Allie goes and runs to the bathroom. They have Susan, and Kai shows his face like, guess what? I'm back. And he goes and talks to her first. He lets her know, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to go and do a suicide letter for you. Oh, Facebook. Dang, you still use that? And he puts a suicide letter saying, you know what, thought I was fighting for the right things, but I wasn't. All that work I was doing meant nothing, and she's going to go and kill herself. And she was like, no one's going to believe you. He posted it, and it was already getting likes. That's how sad this world is. Because I believe it. He said, of course they'll believe it. It's Facebook. So then they go and they kill her, and I don't know if it was because Ivy saw her or heard her, because she ran pretty quickly, which I said, it kind of irked me. Susan came to the door with a gun, as she should have, when it was Allie. But you didn't get that gun quick enough. You didn't start just shooting them. I mean, come on. I'm so disappointed, Susan. I'm so disappointed. Susan's dead. I said, can you pretend to not breathe any louder? Allie was in the bathroom hyperventilating, and here comes Ivy opening the door. She still had the mask on, but again, because of her shape and profile, Allie realized it was her and said, wait a minute, Ivy? So then Ivy let her go because someone was calling her. It was time to go. It was time to go, get out of Dodge. And it's just a mess. So now we have Allie, she runs back, and she's like, Vincent, where's Meadow? Meadow's gone. Why is she gone? No, she didn't say anything. What do you mean? She didn't tell me anything. Meadow got a text from Kai, no, a call from Kai, and she left, which I knew she was still on it. Vincent's convinced that Allie is having a mental break, and he's like, you need help now. She said, no, I have things to do. I'm thinking, Lord, this is bad. He's probably going to make sure you stick it in jail. Maybe that's why he's pretending like he doesn't know what's going on, so that he can go and say, oh yeah, I've been her doctor, and she's been losing it quickly. So now we see at Kai's commencement, because he needs to tell them that Susan's committed suicide, but he won't leave them as she did. I said, that sounds like something Trump would say. And it was just irking me, because I said, this is crazy. This just reeks of Trumpness. It reeks of Trumpness and everything that he was saying and acting. But guess who's there? Allie's there. She sees someone who looks familiar. That someone is Meadow. Meadow's there. she has a gun. I was like, stop! So then Mel starts shooting people. She shoots one person in front of Kai, then she shoots Kai in the leg. That's what should have let you know, this is a trap. You need to go now. You need to go now. And she was just shooting everyone. So then, when Allie was struggling for the gun, Meadow put the gun in her mouth and shot her brains out, and because she did it for love. I said, what? So then we see when Kai cut Meadow's restraints off, it was to say, you know, he loves her so much, and they had sex, and while they're having sex, he was essentially saying that I need you to commit the ultimate sacrifice so that my vision can be achieved. And that was essentially, you need to go along with this plan. You need to go and tell homegirl as in, what's her name? Allie. Tell her everything. Tell her everything, and make sure not to leave any detail. Make sure to give her even the details. I want her to get hysterical. I want her to be a part of all of this so that we could go and you can make the ultimate sacrifice. So then we see Allie getting arrested because she's the one holding the gun at the end. And Kai, he opens his eyes and smirks like, it's only a matter of time. But Kai needs to realize, like I said, Beverly, I know she's doing wrong, but Kai don't care because I know she's going to take whatever he has right from under him. Kai better run because he's not in control. He thinks he is, but he's not. Beverly, go after him. Your only hope at this point. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week.